Hey y'all, this is TCA Gaming. This video we're going to open up not one but 12 of the Detective Pikachu Charizard GX special case file boxes, and that's what you see in the background there. They have some pretty cool contents. They definitely contain the new Detective Pikachu packs, and we're going to open up all of those, but they also contain some booster packs from the set. So what I want to ask you guys before you watch through the video, how many GX pulls do you think we'll have? And that's not including the promo or the jumbo. Just how many GX cards are we going to pull from the booster packs? And there's 2 per box, so there's 24 booster packs. So I want you to make your best guess and tell me how many you think we're going to pull in the video. So we're going to start off with the first box. I went ahead and opened this one up just so that we could get straight to the promos and stuff. So each one of these boxes has a Charizard GX, and it has 250 HP. He's got some pretty cool artwork there. It's not the typical regular animated kind of stuff. It's more realistic. And then the attacks are typical kind of Charizard stuff. It does a lot of damage, but it takes a lot of energy. But that first one, Raging Destruction, for 1 fire energy, discard the top 8 cards of your deck. If any of those are fire energy cards attached to this Pokemon, so that's an easy way to ramp them up. For Steam Artillery, which does 200 damage for 2 fire and 3 colorless. And then of course the GX attack, which is really nice, does 250 damage, Dreadful Flames GX. And then it discards an energy from each of your opponent's Pokemon. So not only does it pretty much knock them out, almost guaranteed knock them out, it's going to damage any of the other Pokemon that are still standing. And in the box you also get one of these big jumbos, standard jumbo size. It's the exact same card as the regular size Charizard GX that we just saw. There's a size comparison for you. You do also get a pretty cool coin. On the back side you see this, it's a Pikachu tail that's been turned into a magnifying glass, and then it says Pokemon K18. And then on the front, what looks like a Pikachu from overhead and with his hat on. Maybe even a magnifying glass there in the middle. I'm not really sure on that, or that might just be his tail. But it is metal. It's got some weight to it. Really good quality. Overall, I like the coin. You do get a code card, and for the first person who's available for this, you can unlock yourself a Pikachu Charizard GX special case file. And of course, what a lot of people are going to be going for are the packs. You get 5 Detective Pikachu booster packs. You also get a Sun and Moon Crimson Invasion booster pack, and then a Sun and Moon Guardians Rising booster pack. Guardians Rising is still a decent pack to have. Tapu Lele is still a great card, even though it's about to go out. Crimson Invasion, there's not much good to say about that set, but we're going to open them up anyway. So we're going to start off with the Detective Pikachu packs each time we open up one of these boxes, and then we're going to go into the Sun and Moon Crimson Invasion and the Sun and Moon Guardians Rising packs. So first pack of the video, let's see what we get. Start off with a Bulbasaur, very fitting, the first Pokemon. Got Jigglypuff, Charmander, and then a rare holographic Ditto. And all of the cards are hollow in the Detective Pikachu packs. There are only 4 cards, but there are commons, uncommons, rares, and then white star rares, which would technically be like the rare hollows of the set. So I've got a nice stack of brand new penny sleeves ready to go. As we pull out hollow rares, then we'll put them in sleeves. Of course, that goes for GXs, full arts, anything like that. Pack number 2, we have a Psyduck, a Magikarp, Charmander, and then a Ludicolo. This is the rare, but it is not a white star rare like the Ditto was. So if you think about it, we're opening up 12 boxes. Each one of them has 5 Detective Pikachu packs. So we're going to be opening up 60 Detective Pikachu packs. So we're going to have to run through this stuff fairly quickly. Here we have a Detective Pikachu. So this is pretty similar to the promo that you get from the set. But of course this is the rare, not the SM194. I'm always wanting to pull a Charizard. Hopefully in 60 packs we pull 1, 2, maybe even 3. And then we get us another Ditto. So we'll go ahead and stick that in its case and put it off to the side. So one more Detective Pikachu pack for our very first Charizard GX special case file box opening. And again, this is just one of 12 that we will be doing in this video. Got another Bulbasaur, a Jigglypuff, Charmander, and then another Ludicolo. So we got 2 Ludicolos, 2 Dittos, and 1 Detective Pikachu. We're going to start off with the Crimson Invasion pack, and then we're going to finish the first box with the Sun and Moon Guardians Rising pack. I can't remember the trick on these. Maybe it's 3, maybe it's not. So we'll pull those 3 out front. Diggersby, Countercatcher, Staravia, Remoraid, Aaron, Staryu, Phoebus, Beware, and then the rare is Cacturn. And we're going to finish it off with a Lightning Energy. So now I know that it is 4 cards that I need to take to the back. I should have known that, but I get confused. Ooh, there's a white code card. Maybe that means we've got something good. So here we have a Lightning Energy, Sableye, Gothorita, Field Blower, really good card for decks. Clefairy, Litwick, Gligar, Vanillite, Mugspray. We have a reverse holo Slowbro, and see what we finish off this first box with. Get a Vikavolt GX. So we have our very first GX pull in box number 1. You can check that out. Alright, so moving on to the second box. I do have to open these up. I'm going to try to do it real quickly off camera. These do have the new style plastic wraps. What I'm going to do is I'm not even going to mess with the jumbos or the codes. I'm just going to pull the packs out, and then I'm going to set that stuff off to the side. So we have all the packs here. Got our 5 Detective Pikachu, another Guardians Rising, and Crimson Invasion. So our first Detective Pikachu pack in box number 2. Let's see what we get. Got a Psyduck, Morlul, Snubble, and a 3rd Ludicolo. Pulling those out. I wouldn't mind getting Charizards at that same pull rate. I've heard a lot of people say he's got a pretty cool part in the movie. I haven't seen any of the previews myself. We have our first Mr. Mime. I do not have cable TV. We just have Netflix and Hulu, which is more than enough for what we need. Jigglypuff, Charmander, Lickitung, and then we have a 3rd Ditto. And again, this is a holographic rare, so we'll stick it in its case, and maybe we'll show these at the end of the video if I can go back through and try to keep them halfway separate. Pack number 4. We have another Jigglypuff, Charmander, Lickitung, and then another Ditto. Man, they're really common in this case. I pulled all 12 of these Charizard GX boxes from the exact same sealed case that I got from my distributor. So I would hope that they've got a decent distribution of different cards. Magikarp, Charmander, and then another Ludicolo. It's kind of starting to get old now. We've only seen 2 other rares. That would be the Mr. Mime, and I forgot who it was now. Here we have our second Crimson Invasion booster pack. Make sure I count out right this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stick it up front. Start off with a Fire Energy, Piloswine, Peking Red card, Miltank. Some people played that card in the deck. Kameko, Buttlebee, Carablast, Spoink, Salandit. We have a reverse holo Regice, not bad for reverse holo. And then we have a rare Crawdaunt. Maybe if I can kind of keep the code card from being seen, you guys can stay in suspense of whether or not we actually have a holo in the pack. Watchog, Glalie, Machoke, Machop, and so forth. Ooh, a reverse holo Rayquaza. And I always like this one. The Turbo Storm does 30 damage, and it attaches 2 basic energy cards from discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. So, I mean, it powers them up. It only costs 2 colors, so it can go in any deck, and it's a basic. And then we have a rare Oricorio, and of course that back is going to be a Fairy Energy because I only did 3 again. Box number 3. So far we are up to 1 GX. And if you're keeping track of, say, Mewtwo's and Charizards, we have hit 0 of the Charizards, 0 of the Mewtwo's. In fact, the only holo rare that we've pulled out of the Detective Pikachu pack is the Ditto, which we've had like 4 of. So we'll save the Crimson Invasion and Sun and Moon for last again. We'll start into our Detective Pikachu packs, and this is pack number 11. So we have Snubbull, Magikarp, Bulbasaur, and then we have our second Detective Pikachu. This was the rare that I was trying to remember here a few minutes ago. Because we've had one Mr. Mime, two Detective Pikachus, I think at least 4 Ludicolo and 4 Dittos. So we have another Lickitung, Psyduck, Morlul, and then we have our first Arcanine. I've seen some people say that they're going to try and run this in a deck. We'll see. See how good these cards prove to be. I didn't see anything that was super standout, but you never know. There's always these different types of decks that are out there, and sometimes just a little ability can really make it fit well. There's our first Charizard. Man, there we go. So if you want to look at its attack, it's got 180 HP. There's the artwork, and then there are its attack, slash, and wild tackle. 180 damage, but it does 50 to himself, just like Charizard to do something like that. Just kind of go into a wild tackle and hurt himself, but he probably took out the other Pokemon. Pack number 4, or overall pack number 14. Have another Lickitung, Jigglypuff, Magikarp, and then we have our first Greninja. I've seen a few people say that they want to run this card in a deck as well. Again, this is a holo rare, just like the Ditto and the Charizard. And then the last Detective Pikachu pack for box number 3. Let's see what we get. A Psyduck, Magikarp, Charmander, and a Machamp. So this is our first rare Machamp as well. It was one of the first cards that I had in my collection. Machamp was, he came in all the original base set starter decks, so he was super easy to find. It's not like he was anything special, but I remember a kid stole him from me, and I ended up getting my dad involved. Not gonna lie, I didn't handle it myself. The kids were like 15 and I was 10. And then we have a rare Houndoom. That's actually a pretty cool artwork. On to Guardians Rising. Let me pull this off camera so I can put the code off to the side so that no one knows whether or not it has a holo or not. Got an Energy Hala. That was good for the Tapu Bulu, Tapu Koko deck. Have a reverse holo Helioptile and then a rare Oricorio. So no GX in that box either. Right now our count for GXs is at 1, and that was at Vikavolt GX. I think the rates for GX is normally about 1 in every 6 packs, so that's about right. We've only opened up 6 booster packs so far, and I think it'd be a little harder to give exact pull rates on something like this where it's 2 packs spread out over 12 boxes. So pack number 1 for our Detective Pikachu. And we have a rare Arcanine. So that's the second one of those, if I'm counting correctly. We have still yet to see a couple, I think there's 2 holos we've yet to see, which is the Mewtwo and the Slacking. I think Slacking is a White Star rare. He may just be a regular rare. Pack number 3. And we have a Slacking. And yes, he is just a regular Black Star rare. So I think the one card that we have still yet to pull is that Mewtwo. Maybe we'll get one in these last 2 packs. Morlul, Bulbasaur, Magikarp, and then another Machamp. You know, once we stopped pulling those Ludicolos, they kind of went away. Same thing with Ditto. Maybe the Charizards will start popping in. I wouldn't mind that at all. And then we have another Slacking. So that was the 5th pack of Detective Pikachu for that box. Now we're on to the Crimson Invasion booster pack. Start off with our Fighting Energy. Got a Grumpig, Encino. There's a cool little Pikachu. Then we have a reverse holo Spoink. And then a rare Mismagius. Chaos Wheel wasn't too bad of an attack. Next up we have our Guardians Rising booster pack, and then this will be the last pack for our box number 4 of Charizard GX Special Case File. Rescue Stretcher. These are going to start going up if it doesn't go out of the current format too quickly. Well, I already showed it. So we have a reverse holo Haunch Crow and then a non-holographic rare Haunch Crow. This had a pretty cool attack. If you look at its Raven's Claw, it does 10 more damage for each damage counter on all of your opponent's Pokemon. So if you throw out something like a Tapu Koko and your opponent's loaded with Pokemon, you start putting 20 damage on everything, and then you bring out a Haunch Crow, you can really start dealing out some major damage quickly. I always like pairing it with my Necrozma GX because it put 100 damage counters on every one of your opponent's GX and EX Pokemon, if I remember right. There's packs for the 5th box. There's the Detective Pikachu packs. Again, still have Crimson Invasion and Guardians Rising. No surprise there. Let's see what we have in this pack. Jigglypuff, Psyduck, Magikarp, and Greninja. First holo in a while. Had a pretty good dry spell out of that last box. Wasn't too much good there. Pack number 2. Psyduck, Morlul, Snubble, and then a Mr. Mime. I think that's our second Mr. Mime. I don't know if I could do the whole mime thing. Just moving my hands around. And we're back to Ludicolo, so we have plenty of those going around. I bet he would make a pretty cool waiter. Like a furry Psyduck. Pack number 4, and it's a Slacking. And then this is the last Detective Pikachu pack for box number 5. Still, we've only pulled 1 Charizard, and then we have 0 of the Mewtwo so far. Greninja's starting to rack up. We definitely have 4 Dittos. And then for this box, we still have the Crimson Invasion and the Sun and Moon Guardian Rising packs. Haven't hit a holo in a while. We had a GX that first pack, or that first box, and ever since then we've had nothing but non-holo rares. It's kind of striking out so far. And then our reverse holo is Salandit, and then we have a rare Escavalier. 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 I'm not even sure how to say that one correctly. I see Cavalier, and I'm thinking, you know, that was the mascot for my high school, but then it starts with ES, so I want to say something else and make it all run together. So Beware, Sliggoo, got a Machop in there, got a reverse holo Jangmo-o, and then a rare Gothitelle. So we strike out again, not even a holographic in either one of those packs. So we're almost halfway through. We're through 5 boxes, but we are moving a little more quickly now. Just cranking open the packs, see if we find anything cool. I think out of the packs so far that I've opened from Detective Pikachu, I've only seen 1 card that had a defect, and it was a Bulbasaur, where the card surface, like the foil, wasn't fully adhered to the card. And then I don't know if I'm going to sell that or what I'm going to do with it, because it's not like a normal error that you run into. Pack number 1. Let's see what we have here. Alright, and then the rare is Slacking. So as you can tell, the commons, they're fairly easy to find because you get 3 in a pack. Where is it? Let's see, common. Yeah, there's 3 commons, and then you get a rare or a holo rare. And I'm not sure if they are slated in rarity any different than others, or if these are just the packs that I have. But so far, Mewtwo and Charizard seems like they're getting shafted. Got another Greninja right there. I've sent off several Charizards myself already to be graded. They seem a little tougher to grade than like the promo seems to be fairly easy, like an easy grade, but the Charizard out of the pack seems to have some wear to it. There's another Detective Pikachu. I think that's the 3rd one. Maybe you can see it. There's some slight foiling and chipping along the sides of these cards. After this pack, we've officially opened half of our packs, and we have our first Mewtwo. So it's got 130 HP. Check out that artwork. Then you got Sajak, does 30 damage, and your opponent can't use one that you choose. And then you have Break Burn, 130 damage, and he discards 2 Psychic Energies. Again, that's a classic Mewtwo attack, something that you would expect, and something that was on the original Mewtwo from the, it was Mewtwo number 14. I think it was Mewtwo number 14. He come from the movie Mewtwo Strikes Back, I believe, and he, it was like, the attack was Psyburn. It did 40 damage, but I think, it was Energy Absorption. He actually gained 2 Psychic Energies from it or something like that, and then he did Psyburn for 40 damage. I don't think he actually discarded them. Let's see what we have in this pack. Got us a Holo Regigigas, and I think this card had a deck here recently. I didn't know, I didn't know what it was, but maybe it was something popular on the online game, because I sold a ton of these things just all of a sudden. They were like, it was a super cheap holo. Nobody really wanted it, and then all of a sudden people were just buying them left and right, and it was just a hot card for a while there. So I assume there was some kind of deck on the PTCGO that made it popular. All right, we have a Reverse Holo Choice Band, really good deck card. People are, loving on this. And then we have another holo. We have a holo Delmise. And again, this has a pretty cool ability if you have Steel Pokemon. Steel Worker, your Steel Pokemon attacks do 10 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. So you could just drop 4 of these on your bench, if you wanted to just risk it. But anytime your Steel Pokemon did an attack, you would do 40 more damage to your opponent's Pokemon. I mean, that could be cool in the beginning. Could kind of screw you up too if you clog up your bench with that many Delmise that you can't really do anything else with, especially since it doesn't build on its own attack because it's Psychic type. Alright, so again we have 5 Detective Pikachu packs, we have 1 Crimson Invasion, and then we have 1 Guardians Rising. So the rare from this pack is going to be another Greninja. So far we have a count of 1 Charizard, 1 Mewtwo, and then 1 GX. Not doing too well on the regular booster packs, especially since these packs don't have a lot of great cards in them already. Only pulling 1 GX doesn't help with the value. There we got a Machamp. I really like these Detective Pikachu packs. There's only 4 cards in there, but it's not got, 9 cards of just filler with non-holo, uncommons, commons, and energy. You actually get 4 holographic cards, and they're holo in the picture. Plus, there's some really cool names in here like Bulbasaur, Mewtwo, Charizard, Jigglypuff, Magikarp, Machamp. Cards that people can really relate to that are popular. So you've got a good chance of pulling something that you really like. Oh yeah, Detective Pikachu. I don't know how I forgot that one. It's the name of the pack. And then we pulled one. So there's another Detective Pikachu. Really cool card. I'm going to be stocking up on as many of those promos as I can. Next up, we have another Arcanine. So that was it for the Detective Pikachu packs out of that box. Next up, we have another Guardians Rising booster pack. I'm going to open that up out of order just in case maybe we can make some kind of difference in the pulls that we're having. Got a Sudowoodo. People are using that because the roadblock limits your opponent's bench to 4 Pokemon instead of 5. Got a Reverse Holo Sliggoo, and then we have a rare Lunala, one of the better rares. It's one of the first, I think this was one of the first Generation 6 Pokemon, but it is a mythical Pokemon, or a legendary Pokemon, and people just like it because it's Lunala. Alright, now we're up to our Crimson Invasion booster pack. Let's see if pulling these cards out of order did anything for what we're going to pull. Got a Grumpig, Counter Energy, definitely good if you could pull that off. Got a Reverse Holo Jangmu-O, and we pulled a hyper rare Buzzwole GX. Man, I think that's probably the best pull we could have had out of Crimson Invasion. This was a really, really popular card for decks. In fact, it was in the decks that won Worlds. I can't remember if it won first place or not, but it was in at least 2 of the decks because I have the World Championship cards from, where I buy them from my retailer, and I love playing with this deck just because of its Jet Punch. And I mean, it attacks really fast and hard, and its only weakness is Psychic. There's not a lot of strong Psychic Pokemon out there. But not only did we pull the Buzzwole GX, we pulled it in Hyper Rare, the hardest rarity to pull. So I'm really happy about that pull. That was a really good switch out right there. I wouldn't mind having another Buzzwole GX deck. That was just one of those fun decks to have because you actually get to attack, you get to go offensive right off the bat. It's not one of those decks that just wait around for your opponent to lose out their deck cards or zap them from the bench. It was right out in front of your face, attacking. Alright, so our first Detective Pikachu pack in this box has a Slacking. Pack number 2. Got Morlul, Snubbull, Psyduck, and then we have another Greninja. So that is a holo rare. We'll put it in its sleeve, and then we'll move on to the next Detective Pikachu pack. Still hoping for more Charizards, more Mewtwo's, but if we don't get them, these packs are still packed with lots of other cool cards. There's only 18 cards in the set if you didn't know. I was expecting the set to be a lot bigger than 18 cards, but when you have a set this small, it makes it a lot easier for collectors to find the cards. Like there's a Charizard, and it also makes it a lot easier to attain the entire set. In fact, I think I'm selling an entire set on eBay. You could probably find it down there in the description if you're looking to pick that up. I think what I'm selling all 18 cards, but I'm adding in a Detective Pikachu pack along with it just so that you have a little extra something because they don't retail for a lot. Let's go ahead and switch that out again. Start off with the Guardians Rising booster pack. See if we can make that kind of pull again with the. I wouldn't mind if I got a second Buzzwole Hyper Rare. Got Mallow. I always thought that card was going to do a lot more than it did within the deck. We didn't start off with an Energy, so let me pull that Energy out here. Got a Fire, Reverse Holo Watchog, and then we have a Garbodor, one of the more powerful rares even today. That Trashalanche, I mean, it made for a pretty hellacious deck. This attack does 20 damage for each item card in your opponent's discard pile. So for 1 energy, I mean, you can really make your opponent pay for speed. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. Stick it up front. Start off with a Metal Energy. Got some useless trainers there. Carablast, Pumpkaboo. Got a Reverse Holo Zweilous that just flew out of my hand. And we have a Gourgeist rare. Now, I don't even really remember that Gourgeist much. It must not have gotten that much play. Moving on, we are down to our last 4 boxes. So far we've had 2 GXs, the Vikavolt GX and the Buzzwole GX. And then we've also had 2 Charizards. And then we've only had 1 Mewtwo from the Detective Pikachu booster packs. So far, no Tapu Leles. I doubt that we'll pull one, but if we do, it's still a decent GX card, and it's ran in almost every deck that's played anyways. You've got Bulbasaur, Magikarp, Jigglypuff, and then we have another holographic Greninja. So we didn't get any of those in the first couple of boxes, and now we're starting to get those fairly steady. I wouldn't mind pulling a few more of the Detective Pikachu rares. Then we have another Machamp. Him and his 4 arms. That would be pretty cool. I try to think about how I would control 4 arms in my head, and it doesn't make any sense, but you can control 5 fingers on impulse, and you don't have any problem with that. So we have our second Mewtwo. I like the artwork. I know some people have hated on it since he's like real slimy looking or whatever, but I personally like it. I think they did a good job with this Mewtwo. Pack number 4 for the Detective Pikachu packs in this box. Got another Bulbasaur, Lickitung, Jigglypuff, and then we have another Detective Pikachu. And like I said, I think that's some kind of crystallized Starmie. I'm not too sure on that. There's so many Pokemon out now, you never know. Got a Magikarp, Charmander, Morlul, and then we have a Machamp. And that does it for the Detective Pikachu packs out of that box. So we'll go back to opening up from Guardians Rising. Again, I want to have that same Buzzwole pickup as we did before. Darkness Energy, got a Rockruff, got a Reverse Holo Salandit, and this one's Fire. If you noticed before, that other one was Psychic. Pokemon has a tendency to do that, just change up types on the Pokemon. Because they can. I mean, that's just what they do. I was talking with some guy about a Nidoking. In base set, Nidoking was grass. And then Aquapolis, he was rock type. And he was also a crystal, which made him colorless. And he had all these different types of energies on him. And then more recently, he was printed in Evolutions as a reprint of base set as a psychic type. Really just, it only affects in the game, you know, what kind of weakness is it going to hit for. So we have a Stuffle, and we got us a Guzzlord GX. Man, alright. So the Crimson Invasion packs are starting to pay off. This is a Ultra Beast. I believe Ultra Beasts were introduced in Crimson Invasion with the Buzzwole, with Guzzlord. Maybe Pheromosa and Xurkitree, they were put in the promos, that promotional Ultra Beast box set that was released at that time. I can't remember if there were any other Ultra Beasts within that set or not. But I think the Ultra Beast has kind of went by the wayside since the tag team stuff has come out. Tag teams are pretty ridiculous, even though they do take, or that you do lose 3 prize cards if you beat them. It just takes a lot to beat them. I mean, Wailord, Magikarp and Wailord GX, I mean, 300 HP. I mean, you're talking about a whopper of a Pokemon. Wailord GX, I mean, Wailord was the first one that had 200 HP. I mean, he had 200 HP as the Wailord EX in, was it Sandstorm? I believe it was Sandstorm. Man, for the longest time, he was super expensive just because he had the highest HP of any Pokemon. And then I don't think anyone hit that 200 mark again until the, well, I think there was a holo version of him that did the same thing, but it wasn't until like the Megas that they really started doing that kind of thing consistently. Then with the GXs, they started hitting 250, and then you started seeing a little bit higher than that with the tag teams, and man, it makes you wonder where's the HP going to go from there. All right, we got us a third Mewtwo, so the count is 3 GXs, 2 Charizards, and 3 Mewtwo's. This is the last Detective Pikachu pack from our 10th Charizard GX case file booster, or not booster box, just box, collection box. Snubbull, Jigglypuff, and then we have another Ludicolo. We're going to go with the Guardians Rising booster pack first. Paid off for us twice. So let's see if we get anything cool out of this pack. Got a Grass Energy, Sableye, Beldum, Carvana. We have a Reverse Holo Gligar. And then we have a Sylveon GX. And it's a little bit off center too. It's kind of pretty cool. It's probably like a, I'd say maybe like a 70-30 split on the shift there. But this would probably be the second best GX we could pull out of this pack. I mean, there are some others that might be slightly better in decks. I mean, this has a decent deck with it, but I just like Sylveon GX. So if there was any other GX other than Tapu Lele to pull, I would want to pull Sylveon. Out of Guardian Risings anyways. Burning Shadows would have been a really cool pack to stick in here. That way you can have a shot at pulling the Charizard GX, or the original Charizard GX from Sun and Moon. It's got a Selgor, got Staryu, Misdreavus, got a Reverse Holo Gladion, and then a rare Mamoswine. Alright, so that does it for the first 10 boxes. Now we're going to start pulling right out of the background because we have our last 2 boxes to open up to finish off this video. Hopefully we finish off strong and we find something really cool. So far the count is 4 GXs, 2 Charizards, 3 Mewtwo's. But take the Pikachu packs there. So far opening up the Guardian Rising booster packs has worked out a lot better. even though it probably wouldn't have changed the results. Got us a Holo Arcanine. Pack number 2, Detective Pikachu. Got us a Jigglypuff, Charmander, Lickitung, and then another Machamp. I wonder if anybody here has kept up with counts of all the holo rares that have been pulled. I know some people really look for the statistics on this kind of stuff. And I'll tell you, 60 packs, Detective Pikachu packs, really isn't going to be enough to give you accurate results. But if you just keep watching videos and you slowly add it up, you might be able to get some pretty cool results off of checking out all the different YouTubers. So we have our third Charizard. I was in the middle of a sentence, so I couldn't really react to that. But it's the best pull that you can have out of Detective Pikachu, and we've already pulled 3, and we haven't opened up our 60 packs yet. So that's 3 Charizards, 3 Mewtwo's, and 4 GXs. And this is our last Detective Pikachu pack in this booster box, and we still have 5 more in that box you see off to the left there. And then we have another Mewtwo. So wow, that was a really good box. So we not only had the Charizard, but it also had the Mewtwo in the 5 packs that it had in the box. So that's our 5th Mewtwo. I'm going to start off with the Guardians Rising booster pack. See if we get anything cool out of it. Start off with a Fairy Energy, got an Enhanced Hammer, good deck card there. You got Pancham, Alolan Vulpix, still a really cool deck card because of its beacon attack. Search your deck for up to 2 Pokemon, reveal them, and put them into your hand. Shuffle your deck afterwards. The only bad part about that is your turn ends, so your opponent can still make you shuffle the cards back into your deck. You have a Reverse Holo Slowpoke, and then we have a rare Sharpedo. That kind of artwork, I mean, it's just, for me, it's just classic Team Magma versus Team Aqua. Like this card, I mean, every time I see a Sharpedo, that's what it takes me back to, Team Magma and Team Aqua. And that, the original one, I'm not talking about the Double Crisis Team Magma and Team Aqua. I'm talking about the EX Series Team Magma and Team Aqua, the last E-Breeder set that there was. We have Skeeto, and then a rare Camerupt. So we didn't pull anything out of the booster packs, but we still have 1 box left. Let's see what else we get out of these packs. Got 5 Detective Pikachu, 1 Crimson Invasion, 1 Guardian Rising. Put those over here. Hit that mic accidentally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then put those over here. We'll start into the Detective Pikachu booster packs. So pack number 40 or 56. We have a Mr. Mime. So we'd have to pull 2 Charizards for it to beat out both the GXs and the Mewtwo's, and then of course we'd have to pull no Mewtwo's and no GXs. So it's very unlikely that Charizard is going to be the winner of the 3 different things that we're keeping track of. But he still has a chance because we have 3 packs left. I doubt we'd pull 2 Charizards in 3 packs. There's Ludicolo finishing out strong. Psyduck, Magikarp, Charmander, and then Arcanine. Pretty cool artwork. I never really looked at the background that much. CPD, so I guess he is a part of the police unit there. The very last Detective Pikachu pack in this opening. And we've got a Psyduck, Morlul, Snubbull, and Charizard. So we actually finished out with the Charizard. So that's 4 Charizards. Man, I didn't forgot now. It's either 4 or 5 Mewtwo's, and then we've only got 4 GXs so far. We'll count those Mewtwo's here in a second. We'll do Guardians Rising, just like we did with the last 3 GX pulls. Got Lightning Energy, Brooklet Hill, not too bad of a trainer there for Dex. Got a Reverse Holo Vanillite. And then a rare Salazzle. Again, this was pretty cool. It's got a hot poison ability. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may leave your opponent's active Pokemon burned and poisoned. And so burned, I mean, you're going to be taking 20 damage in between turns, and then poison, you're going to be taking 10. I mean, it's already going to sap you for 30 damage as soon as you evolve that Pokemon. I see a white code card, so maybe there's something cool in the back of this pack. We'll just have to see. got a Psychic Energy, got Cacnea, got Misdreavus, and then we finish off with another Ultra Beast, the one I forgot. We got Nihilego GX, and I think I forgot Kartana now that I think about it. Man, so we pulled 3 Ultra Beasts from the Crimson Invasion booster packs. So we'll just go through everything real quick that I just put, the ones that I put into sleeves, the hollows, and we'll show those for the end of this video so you can see them. Man, I think we pulled, what, 4 Dittos right there in the beginning, and we didn't pull a single one after that. So this will be in reverse order. To finish out the video, we'll just check these out. We got a Vikavolt GX, got a Nihilego GX, Charizard, there's a Mewtwo, got another Charizard, a Sylveon GX, Mewtwo, Greninja, Guzzlord GX, another Mewtwo, a Greninja, another Charizard, another Greninja, got a hyper rare Buzzwole GX, another Greninja, got a Holo Delmise, Holo Regigigas, got another Mewtwo. There's, what, 4 Greninjas in a row, got another Charizard, and then we had 4 Dittos right there at the beginning. And this is from one case of the Charizard GX special case files. Again, guys, thanks for watching. Please don't forget to both like the video and subscribe. Please comment. Let me know what you think about the videos. It encourages me, and I'll do my best to respond to every message that, or every comment that I see down in the details. Thanks for checking out the video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Catch you later.